Hi friends! So today we are going to be making Brian the Piranha. If you haven't heard the story yet of Piranhas Don't Eat Bananas, make sure you click on the link first to hear that fun story before you get started on this art lesson. So if you've read the story, you know that Brian the Piranha really likes to eat fruit. And so here I've drawn Brian the Piranha swimming in the ocean with some other fish. And he's kind of sneaky here. And look at that, he is eating his fruit that he loves so much. So you can see here he is swimming in the ocean, and there he is taking a big bite out of some bananas and strawberries and blueberries and a plum. And so I'm gonna show you exactly how you're gonna be able to make your Brian the Piranha. What you're gonna need for this project is a white piece of paper, and you'll need a black marker, and you'll need crayons. I'm going to use a marker for this, but you can use a pen or a pencil or a marker, any colored marker that you want, because we're going to be making Brian, and crayons or markers to be able to color him in. So let me show you what we're going to do first. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper and you are going to line it up at the very top of your paper, hold it with one hand while you take the other hand and slide it down just until you have a little indent here. Then don't let go of this hand. We're going to take this hand, slide it to the right, and slide it to the left. And that way, our paper won't slide around and we'll get a perfect fold down the middle of our paper. So first thing you're going to do is create that fold. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the very top sheet of your paper here, not both of them, and you're going to take this and you're going to bring it all the way down until you line it up to the bottom of that folded paper here, just here at the bottom. And I'm going to do the same thing. Hold it with one hand, slide down the middle with the other hand, then slide to the right and slide to the left. And now I have my paper folded right into the middle. So I've got it like this. I folded it once, then I folded that top sheet back a second time. And maybe you can ask a parent for help if you're having a tough time with this, but fold once, fold twice. And there we have it. That is how we are going to be drawing our piranha. So I'm going to turn my paper so that my folded part is on the top here. And I am ready for my marker. You can take any marker, your pen, your pencil, anything that you want to draw with. And we're going to start making Brian. So here's the first thing you're going to do. We're going to hold our paper up and down so the fold is kind of right here in the middle. And right here around the top of our paper, I would like you to make a heart. And if you make a little teeny tiny heart, we're going to do it like this, a little small, half of it on the folded part, half of the heart on this folded part, and half of it on the bottom of the paper. So if you open it up, it would kind of cut in half there. So we're going to make a little heart like this. Now we can turn our paper back this way. Those are going to be the lips of our piranha, our mouth. So now that I have my little heart here, I'm going to go to the very tip of my heart, the little curvy part of the top of my heart, and I am going to do a big curve, kind of like a rainbow, all the way down, hitting the other the crease right there. So just a big curve all the way until I hit that folded line. Once you've done that, now you're going to do the same thing on this side, but we're going to do a curve, like a smiley face, going right back to that crease. So I'm going to start at this curved line right here, and I'm going to curve all the way, nice and big, all the way until I hit that same point. So we kind of have something that looks like an egg, right? Now, right at the crease here, right at the end, I'm going to now create the tail. So I'll do a diagonal line up, I'll do another diagonal line down, and now we're going to connect these two pieces. So I'm going to connect this top all the way down over that crease down to the bottom. So it's starting to look like a fish now. Then, just like Brian does, I'm going to make that fin on the very top, and kind of looks like a little mohawk that he has. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to curve my line, go to a point, and then bring it back down to his body. And I'm just going to make some lines going from his body out. Not all the way, just enough to give some texture to that fin on the very top. Now we're ready to make a big eye, and Brian has some really great big eyes. So we've got a big eye, and then there's his pupil, and he's kind of looking forward there, however you want it to look. So we are done making our Brian for this part. Now we can put our marker away for now, just leave it off to the side. And now we're ready to decorate and color in Brian. And you can make Brian any color you like. I chose to make him green for mine. I just colored him in, and I added some marker color detail, and you can color him in, add some wavy lines to make your, to look like Brian's in the water. And I also drew some little fishies in the water and some bubbles. So why don't you go ahead and you color in Brian however you like, and you get him colored. You can put a little bit of blue in the background for the water. Maybe you want to color the whole background blue. It's up to you. And you can add some fish around him if you like. That's completely up to you. So why don't you go ahead and color in your fish, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Well, you can see that I am coloring in Brian, and I decided to make this piranha, my Brian, this time purple. I made it green last time, but I'm going to make him purple, but I'm also going to mix some colors up. I like to put different colors on top of each other to add a little bit more texture. So it won't just be purple. Maybe I'll put some green on top of this purple and see what that looks like. So I'm coloring this all in. Now remember, we're not going to open up our folded part. We're just going to keep it closed, and we're going to color just like that folded area is not even there, as though we're just coloring our fish and pretending that there isn't even a part on the inside. So I've got that part done. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed while I was coloring, but when I was coloring my blue water, I was using the side of my crayon. I peeled back some of the paper so I could lay it down on the side and rub my crayon. It's better to do it that way. It's a lot faster than just coloring it in this way if you kind of lay it flat. And I mixed up some colors to make Brian kind of a purple and green color, and I colored everything in as though there isn't a creased part in this paper, pretending this is just one piece of paper. Now we're ready to draw the inside of our paper, our kind of sneaky secret part of Brian. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna open up our paper. We're gonna take our marker again, whatever you used to draw Brian the first time. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our marker or your pen or whatever you have you're working with, and I'm gonna take the top of this fin, and I'm going to just connect the tail from this point back down to this point. So we're gonna connect it all the way down, just like that. And what we're gonna do now is we wanna make Brian's mouth with all of his teeth, his piranha teeth. So you can see here where that line was curved for his mouth, that little heart that we created. We're gonna stay with that same line, and we're gonna do a diagonal line until we hit that creased line in the center. So you're gonna take that line and just continue it at an angle, and you're gonna do the same thing here. Right at this line, you're gonna continue this line, and you're gonna take it at a diagonal and connect it back to that line that you just drew. So that now we have a big, kind of a sideways V where we're connecting his mouth. Now we're ready to make our piranha teeth. So right at this crease, you don't wanna go higher than that, but right at this folded line, you wanna take your marker or your pen, whatever you have, and you wanna make a bunch of really sharp piranha teeth. Just like this, zigzag line, zigzag all the way down. And we're gonna do the same thing here, starting at this crease. We don't wanna go lower than that. We're gonna make a big zigzag line, making sharp teeth all the way. There we go. So we've got our zigzag mouth. Now I'm gonna draw just a few little line details. If you close up your fish, I can actually, if you want, you can add some lines to your fin. Keep it closed here. I just did 3 little lines for the fin. And then when I open it up, I can continue those lines so it stays nice and tricky and disguised. I'm gonna make that line go all the way. Continue these lines. There we go. So that looks like it's part of the fin. And now we are ready to color in the rest of our fish, the same colors that we made for the top part. Now we can color the rest of his body in. So I'm gonna do that. And you can start coloring too. So for this piranha that I drew, I've made the whole background blue with water, but you don't have to do that. You can see here for this piranha, I just kept it white and I just put some wavy lines to make it blue so that when I opened mine up, I was able to just draw some fruit. For this one, I made it all blue. And it's a little bit trickier because you have to go in and out of all the teeth, but it's up to you if you want to make that blue or not. And now I'm going to make some fruit that Brian's eating. You can make a big banana, maybe you can make a bunch of different fruit. Whatever you want to draw, you can draw your fruit now for what Brian likes to eat. And there you have it. I finished 2 different Brians here, and both of them are eating fruit. You can see here, I've got a white background with some blue water for this one, and Brian is eating some bananas and blueberries, a plum and some strawberries. And in this one, I have Brian eating a banana and some cherries and an orange slice, and he's got a blue water background. He's 2 different colors here, but now you can show your family what you created, and you can show them how Brian turns into the fruit-eating piranha. Have fun with this project and try and send me a picture of it when you're done because I'd love to see your work.